This is tested. Good. It's first time to use YouTube and using Manicam Virtual. So I'm going to read chapter 9. Go for first and YouTube. Here, anyone who wants to read CC Prose, I think CC Prose is good. There are many novels. You can find good novel. First, you can listen to narrator's reading, and here you can click the account of CC Prose. In the bottom of this page, you can find the contents, and there are almost 30
최고의 선물이 아닐까 그런 생각이
of novels narrated by readers. I'm going to read chapter 9 of Wonderful Wizard of Oz. And here you go, 9. And it's interesting to find Manicam on YouTube. There you go.
The Wonderful Wizard of Oz by L. Frank Baum.
And then custom desktop, almost same. Okay. And here you go. And close the commercial. Okay. Get back. Chapter 9, The Queen of the Field Mice. We cannot be far from the road of yellow brick now, remarked the scarecrow as he stood beside the girl, for we have come near as far as the river carried us away. The tin old man was about to reply when he heard a low growl, and turning his head, which worked beautifully on hinges, he saw a strange beast come bounding up. It was indeed a great yellow wildcat. The woman thought it must be chasing something, for his ears were lying close to his head, and his mouth was wide open, showing two rows of ugly teeth and while its red eyes glowed like the wine. As it came near, the tin man saw that the running before the beast was a little gray, peeled mouth, and although he had no heart, he knew it was wrong if a wildcat tried to kill such a pretty harmless creature. So the old man raised his axe, and the wildcat leaned by and gave it a quick blow and cut the beast's head clean off from his body and rolled over at his feet into pieces. A few miles now that it was freed from its enemy, stopped short and coming straight up to the woodman and said in a squeak, little boy, "Thank you. Thank you ever so much for saving my life. Don't speak of it, I beg of you," replied the woodman. "I've no heart, so I'm careful to help all those who may need a friend, even if it happens to be on your mouth." "On your mouth?" cried the little animal indignantly. "Why, I'm the queen of the old field mice." "Oh, indeed," said the woodman, making a bow. "Therefore, you have done a great deed as well as a brave one in saving my life as a queen." At the moment, several mice that were seen running up as fast as the little legs could carry them, and when they saw their queen, they exclaimed, "Oh, your majesty, we thought you would be killed. How did you manage to catch the great cat?" They all bowed so low to the little queens that they almost stood up on their heads. And "This Florentine man," she answered, "killed the wildcat and saved my life. So hereafter you must observe him and obey his slightest wish. We will," cried all the mice in a three cross. And then they scampered in all directions, for Toto had awakened from his sleep, and since all these mice around him, he gave one bark of delight, jumped over Toto, had always loved to chase mice when he lived in Kansas, and he saw no harm in it. And but he must caught the dog in his arms and "How tonight?" while he called the mice then. "Come back, Toto, shall not hurt you." At this the queen of mice stuck her head out from underneath a clump of grass and asked in a timid voice, "Are you sure you let us?" "I'll not let him," said the woodman, "so do not be afraid." One by one, the mice came creeping back, and Toto did not bark again, although he tried to get out of the woodman's arms, and would just have beaten him, had not noticed that it was made of tin. Finally, one of the biggest mice spoke. "Is there anything we can do?" it asked, "to repay you for saving the life of our king?" "Nothing that I know of," answered the woodman, but the scarecrow, who had been trying to think about because his head was stuffed with straw, said quickly, "Yeah, you can save our friend, the cold lion who is asleep in the poppy bed." "Lion?" cried the little king. "Why, he will eat us all up." "No," declared the scarecrow, "this lion is a coward." "Really?" asked the mouse. "He says so himself," answered the scarecrow, "and he will never hurt anyone who is our friend. If you will help us to save him, I promise that we shall treat you all with kindness." "Very well," said the queen. "We trust you, but what shall we do? Are there many of these mice which call you king and are willing to obey you?" "Oh yes, there are thousands," she replied. Send for them all to come here as soon as possible. Let each one bring a long piece of string." The king turned to the mice and attended her and told them go at once and get all her people. As soon as they heard all huddled, they ran away in every direction. "Now," said the scarecrow to the old man, "we must go to those trees by the riverside and make a truck that will carry the lion." So the woodman went at once to the trees and began to work, and then he saw some metal truck out of limbs trees from which we stopped away all the lips. He fastened it together with wooden pegs and made it whisked out of a short and piece of the big tree trunk. So fast and so well did he work that by the time the mice began to arrive, the truck was already. They came from all directions, and there were 1,000 of them, big mice and little mice, the middle-sized mice, and each one brought a piece of string in the mouth. It was about this time that Dorothy woke from her long sleep, and she was greatly astonished to find herself lying up on the grass with thousands of mice standing around looking at her timidly. But the scarecrow told her about everything, and turning to the dignified little mouse, he said, "Permit me to introduce to you, Majesty, the Queen." Dorothy nodded gravely, and the Queen made a curtsy, after which she became quite friendly with the little girl. The scarecrow and the women now began to fasten the mice to the truck and using the strings they had brought. One end of a string was tied around the neck of each mouse and the other end to the rock. And of course the truck was 1,000 times bigger than any other mice. Mice were thrown, but when all the mice had been harnessed, they were able to come on. Even the scarecrow and the two women could sit on it, and were drawn swiftly by their pure little horse to replace the lion lay asleep. After a great deal of hard work, the photo lion was heavy. They managed to get him up on the truck. Then the queen for this gave her people the order to start, but she feared if the mice stayed among the puppies too long, they also would fall asleep. At first, the little creatures, many though they were, could hardly stir the heavily loaded truck, and the woodman and the scarecrows both pushed from behind, and they got along better. Soon they rolled the lions out of the puppy and back to the king, and fields where it could breathe the sweet and fresh air again instead of the poisonous scent of flowers. Dorothy came to meet them and thanked the little mice warmly for saving her companions from death. She had gums found of the big lions who was great head of sin. Then the mice was harnessed from the truck and scampered away through the grass into their homes, and the queen of the mice was lost. "If ever you need us again," she said, "come out and pure and cold. We shall hear you come to your assistance. Goodbye." "Goodbye," they all answered, and away the king ran, and while Dorothy held Toto tightly lest he should run after her, frightened by. After this they sat down beside the lion until he should awaken, and the scarecrow brought Dorothy some fruit from a tree nearby, and which she ate for her dinner. In the end, okay, it's quite interesting to record the lead chapter this year. The end.